Ramily. Welcome into Ramsoholic Season 1, Episode 8. I'm your host, Shay. You can find me on Twitter at Shay Tweeted At, and you can find all of the team and all of our other content over at Toilets 2 Titles. On today's episode of Ramsoholic, I'm going to talk about the Los Angeles Rams recap from Week 1 of training camp. How is this offensive line shaking up? Is Stetson Bennett the truth? Our edge position, the Kupp and Stafford connection, and Tutu Atwell being the wide receiver 3. All that coming up and more on Ramsaholic. Cue the intro.
Let's swap a verse, and I can play ball in real life. So when they make it fun, it never work. They think they offended me. I'm dodging that energy. I know who my friends are now. You currently dead to me. This shit gon' last a century. And every time they mention me, increase my life expectancy. Maybe this my destiny. Loved and hated, then hated and loved. Never betrayed to be a thug, but know a couple who hold slugs. Ain't fighting Spider-Man, but everything I'm spitting venom. Had to look in the mirror and get my shit together. Cause sometimes you think it's over, but it's only getting better. Yeah, good friends going with the wind, like Pac said. Legends never die, so we not dead. I'm a fresh white boy, you can call me a pothead. And can say I ain't got bread.
Yes, sir. White Wave, man. As always, killing the intro. This EP just dropped. Make sure to share it on my Twitter again. I've shared it. Definitely support your local rappers, musicians, all of that good stuff. As always, you can find all of our content, including articles, mock drafts, player rankings, and episodes at toiletstotitles.com. We actually just are releasing our redraft rankings today. Our second one, we revised it a little bit, some news breaking already with training camp, some Jonathan Taylor stuff coming up. So definitely make sure to check it out. It's me, Coach Epps, Justin, and Iceman. Us four, we're going to give you guys redraft rankings. IDP, Nino and Jared killing that. We have gambling, everything. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on all of our daily content. While you're on YouTube, the CFB Nation YouTube channel is our sister network, and they bring you daily college football content. Show them some love by subscribing as well. Throw us an Apple Podcasts, iTunes review. And lastly, if you like to interact with the team, discuss NFL, fantasy football, or college football, also gambling, or if you'd like to get into our weekly mock drafts, reach out to me or Coach Sheps at Coach Sheps to get into our gilded chat. All right, so the Rams, the offensive line, right? Big story last year, injury prone. This year, so far, so good. The Rams consistently rotated Joseph Noteboom and Alaric Jackson last week at left tackle, and Coleman Shelton and Brian Allen at center throughout Wednesday and Thursday's practice. So left tackle and center seem to be having some serious battles. This could also play a factor in who the guards will be. If Shelton's the center, that frees up Avila and Bruss at left guard and right guard, right? If Allen wins the center, the position looks like Logan Bruss could be a death piece. At left tackle, Alaric Jackson seems to be the leader as of now, with Noteboom being slowed into action after injury last year. I feel like Jackson should be the guy, but with Noteboom's contract, the Rams will seek every chance to give him the opportunity to be our starting left tackle. 3 years, $45 million contract. Last year he got injured, didn't really look good prior to that, especially week 1 against the Buffalo Bills. But if you pay a guy that, the front office wants to see why you suggested he gets that big contract. Both guys do struggle to stay healthy, but if both are a full go, definitely give me Alaric Jackson. Rob Havenstein has the right tackle on lock. Of all of our positions on the line, that's the one that's on lock. So I'm not going to get into that role. Avila as well seems like a lock, but where is he going to play, left guard or right guard? He's very versatile. He could also play tackle, but I don't see that happening with us. I think we brought him in to be a guard, help the run game out, big body. Allen, in my opinion, should be a depth piece at center. He is strictly a center. He's undersized, and he's really not the best at run blocking. If you've seen what Shelton did to really boost Cam Akers last year. It was amazing. And we did re-sign him in the offseason. Logan Bruss, 3rd round pick last year, injured. He definitely needs to get a shot as well. We have to see what he can do. I'm excited to have this competition. It's kind of cool to see that we actually have 7 guys fighting for 5 roles right now. I mean, Khalif haven't signed out, so we have 4 guys. 6 guys fighting for 4 positions. If it was up to me, this is what my starting offensive line setup would be. Left tackle, Alaric Jackson. Left guard, Steve Vella. Center, Coleman Shelton. Right guard, Logan Bruss. And then the longest tenured Ram at right tackle, Rob Havenstein. And then Brian Allen and Joseph Noteboom as our depth pieces. Another position that might be our weak point this year, it absolutely might be, side of Michael Hoytch, the edge. Byron Young, Nick Hampton, and Okan Mathis. Michael Hoytch did have his presser on Thursday, and he seems to be locked on as one side of the edge. But we need to see who will step up in camp and preseason to take the other edge starting spot. I am still hoping Byron Young gets it. His speed alone makes me excited to see him hit the edge along with Hoytch and Aaron Donald in the middle. This will be an important position for us, as both times we made the Super Bowl, we had some big midseason additions at edge to help us get there. In Dante Fowler in 2018 from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then Von Miller most recently in 2021 from the Denver Broncos. Both guys we took got midseason, and we made the Super Bowl. If none of these young guys, Byron Young, Nick Hampton, Daniel Hardy, Okan Mathis, really turn out like they're prepared, ready to go, I do think we start looking at some veterans at the edge, at the free agency market. Currently, you have Yannick Ngakoue, Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Ingram, Justin Houston, Robert Quinn. I'm going to throw him in there because he's a Rams legend. Won a Defensive Player of the Year for us. It's definitely way past his prime. He barely played for the Eagles when he went there last year. But those are some guys we could sign to bring some leadership. I would prefer Yannick. He's definitely a guy that loves to hit the quarterback, get in that backfield, not good at run stopping, which is why I still feel he's a free agent. Clowney, older, injury prone, but wouldn't mind that either. Melvin Ingram can bring some veteran leadership. Justin Houston, of course, I think he's like 35, but these are guys that we may bring on at a veteran minimum or close to it, just to provide leadership and maybe start the season until these younger guys get acclimated to the NFL game speed. Stetson Bennett. This is a guy that Rams fans seem to be split 50-50 on. I really think a big part of that is his age, 25 years old as a rookie. Seems old, but when you're talking quarterbacks, it's not. Quarterbacks now play closer to 40 than 35. So, Bennett's made some nice throws in camp. He's throwing bombs, including a bomb to Demarcus Robinson for a touchdown. And our boy Paku Naku had Rams Twitter feeling good about Bennett. Some of us. He's not known for being a big arm quarterback at Georgia, and he was not needed to do it with such a dominant team in the trenches who can run, dink and dunk its way back-to-back titles. Bennett's mobility is something that has been on display at camp as well, which is something McVay surely likes to see from his quarterback too. Bennett is on a quarterback battle right now with Eipen, Rypien on paper. But if we have any chance to have a solid backup, there's no way he should not easily win that job, especially with the praise he gets from McVay and Snead since draft day. And being McVay's first quarterback he's ever drafted, that right there should tell you that he's got QB2 on lock and Stafford's QB1. Rypien, last year, a lot of us Rams fans probably didn't know who he was until he came in to the Denver Broncos versus Los Angeles Rams game on Christmas Day in a blowout. And he gave us a gift that day, a pick 6 to Kobe Durant. And a lot of people watched that game who were home with their family, loved ones. So I guess we could appreciate Rypien for that, for giving Durant that household name to some people. Rams are going to compete this year and win 10 games. So the May and Williams crowd will really be disappointed to see Stafford out there a few more seasons and then Bennett as the guy that succeeds him. If you'd like to support the team and become part of the Title Tribe, make sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/toilets2titles. We have a whole bunch of tier levels and it's growing. We're getting Patreon members every week, new members. YouTube's growing. You're going to get exclusive content. You're going to get one-on-one draft advice. If you want redraft advice, you want to show me your roster, my DMs are always open. If you're a Patreon member, I'm always willing to help. We'll also do a 30-minute episode breaking down your league's draft. It's draft season, so there's some great tiers. And then Frank and Stink, I think we're close to full at 96 people. So if you haven't already joined, I'm sure Coach Shaps will hook you up if you join in on that Patreon level, or at least look out for you next year as a free entry. It's a $25 entry fee, and you'll get it for free just for becoming a Patreon member. Like I said, throughout the season, you're going to get exclusive content, exclusive betting advice that is not shared on YouTube or Twitter platforms. So make sure to join the Patreon. Again, it's patreon.com/toilets2titles. Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Our Super Bowl season, we know how incredible that was. Stafford threw 50 total touchdowns, including playoffs. Okay. Cooper Kupp at 23 touchdowns total, over 2,000 yards, over 170 catches. Insane what these two did, including 3 games in a row where they led back to back game-winning drives with Stafford and Kupp leading the helm. It's just something last year. We seen it again up until they both got injured, and then it made the rest of the season kind of rough to watch with Baker to Van Jefferson. It's definitely a huge downgrade. It was fun. It was interesting, but I think we all missed Kupp and Stafford this week in camp. Them two just look great. Kupp looks 100% over that ankle issue. His footwork looks incredible. He's staying after practices, still working, still training. Stafford's just throwing bombs to Kupp. Kupp's just getting to the ball. It gets you excited. Usually, you don't want to use camp too much. You want to take it with a grain of salt, especially when it comes to fantasy. There's certain guys that, because of training camp, are going to just boom up draft boards, and sometimes you want to put the brakes. Remind yourself this is training camp. People aren't going full speed like in a game. Like a guy could easily sack Stafford in training camp, but they're not. They're going to just stop, let him get his throw off. They'll bring the pressure, but they're not going to hit him. So it's nothing like you're going to see in preseason in the regular season. But seeing that Kupp and Stafford have already done this, and seeing that they still have that amazing connection, go and get Cooper Kupp in fantasy, okay? He is the best fantasy asset, period. Reliable. You're never getting under 10 points from him. Stafford, take him late. He's a quarterback that can easily be a top 12 fantasy quarterback. And if not, you took him late. You probably got another quarterback before him. He's probably your backup. but if he turns out to be a baller, and if it's a 2 QB league and that's your QB2, you're looking really good. I really look for this Rams offense to be in competition on being a top 10 offense again. So it's great to see Kupp and Stafford, their continuity continue. At one point in Thursday's practice, Stafford threw a deep shot to Kupp along the left sideline for a touchdown, then immediately came back and hit Kupp again. Then he tipped the ball to himself between 2 corners before running it in for another touchdown. Hey, that's just Kupp and Stafford. Wide receiver 3 is Tutu Atwell going to finally make his way into a starting lineup with a healthy Kupp. Sean McVay told reporters Wednesday, I think it's really early, but Tutu Atwell is a guy that really has done an excellent job. He's super smart. Obviously, he's known for his speed, but he's really done a great job this offseason, and he showed it today, of really establishing himself, playing with aggressive hands, understanding the nuance of how we want to work edges and separate where he fits within the concepts. The beauty of this team in general, McVay said, for the people that you guys have covered us for the last handful of years, where truly is competition, and that's something for us to really evaluate and be good about finding who are the best 11 guys on offense, defense, and special teams, and what are the different rotations that we can come up with as we navigate training camp. But I was encouraged. I was ready to just answer a couple of guys, and then I started thinking about practice, and a lot of guys really made plays and are worthy of being mentioned. And so that's certainly a good problem for us to have right now. What that tells me is Tutu Atwell does not have it on lock. Nakua, Demarcus Robinson, Ben Skoranek are also going to be competing for that wide receiver 3 role. Right now, it's Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson. And like McVay said, that's a really good problem to have. He was hoping to have that situated now, but even Tyler Johnson, we brought in these veteran receivers, and they're competing. They know this could be their last chance to really get on that field. And this is a good opportunity because outside of Kupp and Van, it's really a thin wide receiver room on paper. Obviously, that can change. How I feel about Nakua is he's going to turn into a wide receiver 2 for us. He can be utilized in a Deebo Samuel way with snaps in the backfield, slot, and out wide. And he's getting a ton of reps right now, and he's impressing. It's going to be something to watch. A lot of us Rams fans compare him to Robert Woods, blocks, Again, like I said with Deebo Samuel, he takes snaps out the backfield, screens, hard worker, good blocker. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how he develops. He could be that gem that we find again, just like when we found Cooper Kupp. A lot of people slept on him, and then he turned out to be, like Steve Smith said, the best wide receiver in the draft. So that's week 1 of camp. Some notes that I took. I found it really interesting. Week 2 is on the way. You'll see this episode on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the post notifications so you don't miss out on all of our content. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate the love, Ramily and Title Tribe. As always, take care of your loved ones. Take care of yourself. I'm Shay, Ramsoholic, and I'm out.
It's 4 a.m. in New Bedford, I'm getting my shit together. City just ain't safe, these kids down for whatever. Letting the lead fly, they flocking just like a feather. I couldn't stay there forever, career not getting better. I ain't no rapper, can't imagine not getting cheddar. They posting pics in they base models, not even leather. It's not even leather. It's 4 a.m. White. Wait. The city just ain't safe. I'm still here, nothing changed. Is it me?
What's up, Title Tribe? We appreciate you watching the show. If you want to catch up on all of our college football content, make sure you subscribe to the CFB Nation by clicking their link below. Make sure you subscribe to the Toilets Titles Podcast Network by clicking our link below. And make sure to catch our other content by watching these videos to the side.